Hey everybody, it's Jeff, and here's a little bonus audio for you all. Back when we recorded, Patrick played 4 songs for us. The first one appeared at the end of part 2 of his podcast, so if you missed that or you're curious, please go back and check it out. You gotta feel free to listen to the whole podcast, or you can just kind of scroll all the way toward the end. And so the other 3 that he recorded are going to appear here. And the Gail that he refers to in, as he's setting up the first song, that's Gail McLaughlin, the progressive 2-term ex-mayor of Richmond, California, who ran unsuccessfully for lieutenant governor back in 2018. All right, here's Patrick.
Yeah, I want to play for you one of the ones I wrote during Gail's lieutenant governor campaign. So there's nothing, it's particularly hard to write songs that are about something public, about, you end up like into sloganeering, and I'm not one of these people who's like against sloganeering or against like didactic stuff, I'm totally cool with that. But it's not easy to do because it's not easy to show like, what type of emotion do you express in favor of campaign finance reform? Right? It's like, it's the same problem with, I'm always joking about like Christmas music. Because like Christmas music is this thing that they'll put in a million different genres. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you can have a Merry Christmas, but like if the Merry Christmas is also a sexy Christmas, ooh, right. It gets a little strange. It's like, is that, you're singing about Santa, but it's also like this kind of like, yeah. So it's one of those things, finding the right performance style to match the subject matter that you are singing about.
Song about campaign finance.
Yeah, I actually attempted that.
Just talk about what happens, and it's creepy.
Yeah, oh, totally, yeah. But it's like, you can do anger, and I definitely do righteous anger, but what I wanted to try to do with this song was, you're kind of looking, don't write the song about the country as it is. Write a song about the country as you will imagine it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And one of the things that like we've lost a lot is everything is dystopian, everything is a dystopian version of the future. And it's like, we've lost that sense of like, if we put a third the amount of imagination into like actually understanding our problems rather than to like imagine a worse version of it, then we could probably actually solve most of the things. Yeah. So this is an attempt at that. No one here will ask you where you're living, and no one here will ask how much you make. The people here are friendly and forgiving, and not just for appearance's sake. They don't hide their aims in messianic visions, or sweep aside what happened in the past. Oh, come and shed your useless inhibitions, and take refuge in America at last. They don't privatize their public institutions, for fear democracy is taken hold. They don't kill their young in counter-revolutions, while abandoning their promise to the old. They don't worship a self-regulating market, or any of the old gods of the past. 'Cause here you're more than just an advertising target. Oh, take refuge in America at last, where everyone can get an education, and everybody has a place to stay, and everyone takes 3 months of vacation, and no one cares if you are straight or you are gay. and the billionaires don't write the legislation, and union reps aren't fired or harassed. Oh, leave your fear and your procrastination and take refuge in America at last. Take refuge in America at last. Okay, so this is an older song that was written kind of about the types of towns that we ended up creating in California, with just basically paving ag land and building as many homes as we could. You know, nobody's got anywhere to go. Every interaction has to be mediated by a car. You don't really have a sense of what's unique about where you came from, you know. And it's something that I'm hoping that, you know, people who, in whatever city you're in, you know, can take some pride in that city and make that a thing. You know, every city's got amazing stories and amazing, like, possibilities. So anyway, this one's called Gas Station Sidewalk. You and I, gas station sidewalk, we've seen every sort that comes to town. You and I, the dusty cars pull up, they only stop for an hour or so. They never smile, not that it matters. They empty their wallets, they empty their bladders, they buy some gum, some cigarettes. They fill up and get back on the road. You and I, we sit on skateboards, we have a drink and watch the cars. You and I, we see commuters, they get some coffee, they get a donut. They never smile, they're late already. Their eyes are focused and their hands are steady. They put some makeup on, phone their employer, then they fill up and get back on the road. You and I, we buy some candy, we watch the girls as they go by. You and I, we see the tourists fill up their tires and check their oil. They never smile, they were mistaken on the shortcut that they had taken. They study maps and fix their mirrors, then they fill up and get back on the road. You and I, we too are tourists, we like to watch the world go by. You and I, we come here daily because there's nowhere else to go. We never smile, no use believing it will be changing or we'll be leaving. The sun'll set. It takes forever, so we pick up and get back on the road. So we pick up and get back on the road. So we pick up and get back on the road. So we pick up and get back on the road. So we pick up and get back on the road. So we pick up and get back on the road. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more. This, so this is from an album I did called Subdivision Homes a couple years ago. Well, there's something cute in your voice which is making me ill. It was there when you picked up the phone, and it bothers me still. I was a black-hearted fly on the wall, And there were things that I couldn't recall, but they're coming to haunt me now, now that I've seen you again. There is a satisfied look in your eye that I didn't inspire. All those years where your every move filled me up with desire. And now I can't get it out of my head, and I wish that I'd forgotten instead, but it's coming to haunt me now, now that I've seen you again. Did it all come down to timing? I wouldn't know, I wasn't there. Were there problems from the get-go? I can't be sure, I won't be fair. Was I arrogant and stubborn? Well, I suppose I see that now. But it had deeper roots, which, to be fair, you should allow. There is a whole different line of defense that I didn't pursue. When comparing the way that I feel with the things that I always do, which would have saved me a lot of distress had I been happier for your happiness. But it's coming to haunt me now, now that I've seen you again, now that I've seen you again. There is a whole different line of defense that I didn't pursue. When comparing the way that I feel with the things that I always do, which would have saved me a lot of distress had I been happier for your happiness. But it's coming to haunt me now, now that I've seen you again, 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 now that I've seen you again.